Today we're going to cover the essential drawing tools that you have the ability to use. Now, starting at the bottom, you have your area tool. The area tool is going to allow you to draw in your area based on whatever shapes you need. While drawing the area, we're also going to cover the Convert to Arc tool. Left click on your area tool to activate it, and then ultimately click your left point, your first point with a left click, and then just keep left clicking to draw the additional points. Now in this case, we're going to cover that Convert to Arc tool. It is based off of the last 3 points that you click. So in this case, this is point number 1, here's point number 2, and here's point number 3. Move over and click the Convert to Arc tool, and move your mouse back over and you'll see that it's converted the arc for you. Now I'm just going to continue with the area tool to finish my shape here, and when I'm completed I can go ahead and click enter on the keyboard. Because it's an area tool, it will automatically finish the last line for you, knowing that it needs to complete the shape. You do also have a deduct capability, so if you wanted, you could deduct a specific area out of this, and it could be whatever shape you want to draw. You do have a rectangle tool, so you click in a corner and then move in a diagonal motion, left click again. You also have a rectangle deduct tool, works the same way, just deducting instead of adding the additional quantity. In some conditions, you will have additional tools available, lineal measurement tools, or you'll run into count tools if you're looking at something like the drywall conditions. You'll notice that you have count icons available for you. Ultimately, just left click on those and use those options. If it's anything lineal measurement, you can left click on the lineal measurement and then just go and measure where you need to add that lineal measurement ability. The other tool that you have, in this case, if we were looking at something like a drywall condition, you have those count icons. So if you were to go in and draw your line, in this case we have a segmented line versus a continuous line. Segmented line means left click, and that's all you can do to draw your shape. No clicking enter required, or right clicking on the mouse and choosing end shape. Continuous line means that you can draw as many portions to this wall that you want, or this condition that you want to draw your shape in, and it's only going to finish when you click enter on the keyboard or right click end shape on the mouse. If you'd like to see that, there's your right click end shape. Backspace will allow you to remove one previous point or one previous segment that you have dropped. So that's how you can, while working, delete something that you might have misclicked. When working with any lineal measurement, you do have the capability to use the circle and the rectangle tool as well. So if I wanted to use the rectangle, just like with the area, you click your point at a corner and move in a diagonal motion. And because you're in lineal footage, it knows to only give you the lineal footage and not the square footage calculation. With the circle, if you did end up needing to draw a circle, you would draw the diameter, and then you would hit just a random point on the arc of the circle for it to draw that circle for you. The next important tool or essential tool to use would be the select tool. So with the select tool, when you click on it, it's going to allow you to select different shapes. So in this case, I can left click on the shape. If I click on my mechanically attached, I can hit the select tool and I can click on any shape that I need to. The tool directly to the right of the select tool is multi-select, and the multi-select is a little bit different. Select works for the specific condition you're selected on, whereas multi-select will allow you to select any conditions. For example, you'll notice that right now, the circle is not highlighted in its color, so I can try to click on it, but the program isn't going to let me do anything because I'm not selected on the condition. If I were to select on the condition, with the select tool, I can then select the shape, and I can then delete it if I wanted, deleting it with the delete key on the keyboard. Multi-select would allow me to go in and I can lasso by left clicking and holding, and now I can select all of those shapes and delete all of them simultaneously. So that's the difference between select and multi-select. Both of those are essential tools for you. Another essential tool that we like to point out would be your replicate. In this case, you can hit the select tool, select your shape, And then you can click the replicate tool to be able to go in and drop more of those same shapes so you don't have to redraw it. When you're finished, click escape and it will clear that from your crosshair. Another essential tool that you have is the undo and the redo button. So if you added something that you didn't mean to add, you can undo it. In this case, because I drew it with a rectangle, that is in segments, so you do have to remove each segment there. Another essential tool that you have the ability to use is your gray non-current. So this is going to toggle on or off depending on what you select, but when you left click on it, it's going to show you all of your conditions colors, so that way you can verify and make sure that you didn't miss anything. If you would only like to see the current condition you're working on, simply left click on it again. When it does not have the little box around it, that's when you can tell that you're not going to be seeing all of the colors. In this case, you're only seeing the colors for the condition you're selected on, and it's graying everything else out for you. And another essential tool is going to be the measured line tool. For example, click on the measured line tool, and then if you want to compare it with your scale, you can go in and compare your scale. You'll also notice that it does allow you to have snap to points on it. That's all based on the number of segments that you have displayed here on the right-hand side of the screen. The final tool that we're going to talk about that's an essential tool is with any count condition, and it's going to be one of those count icons. When you're selected on the count tool, simply just left click and it'll drop that icon for you. No reason to click enter or right click end shape. As soon as you left click, we're counting that information for you. If you have any additional questions as it pertains to the essential drawing tools, please feel free to reach out to our tech team and they'd be happy to assist you in any way they can. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.